I am just looking at an opportunistic approach. I'm thinking in probabilities. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not expecting any winners just by putting a setup on.
I think a lot of people, when they're getting into trading, they see the Lamborghinis, they see the money, they see the ads on YouTube, and they get in and they're wanting fast money and they're wanting, all of this. And most of those people, they say 90% of those people are just going to stop, die, and fall.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gen Traders YouTube channel. We are super excited for this episode. As you can see, we have a special guest. We are recording this on Sunday, September 26th, 2021. We can't believe September's over.
Oh, yeah.
Over. Today we have Adan in this episode, and I'm just going to say one thing really, really quick. His Instagram says MIC University. I just do want to say that this video is not backed by MIC, my investing club. Zander would want me to say that because if you check out his YouTube channel, he says that all the time. So just for Zander, I had to put that in there. So super quickly, this is Adan. He's going to introduce himself, and then we'll just get into how our weeks are going. So let's do it. Adan, take it away.
All right. I'm Adan Garcia, and I started with Ricky Gutierrez back in February 2019 because my twin brother saw a YouTube video, youngest millionaire in Arizona, and he was like 21. So then he texted Ricky, and then he replied back, and then I got like excited because I saw the video too, and then we had like the same background with we're working with our dads, our parents back like at a young age, like in elementary school, and like, hey, that sounds like me, like in the current situation, like maybe I should do that, and then I want to be rich at the same time because I don't want to be working like for the rest of my life. Because at a young age, I was working with my dad, like then I know like people weren't happy because they're getting paid at a minimum wage, and they couldn't afford it. They only could pay bills and food. So then I went search more and more, and then I saw Timothy Sykes, and then I got very interested because he said that he earned his first million with the $1 million accident. Because Alex, do you remember?
Yes, he was playing tennis, and then
so then like, oh wait, that sounds like me, because then I told you guys about my car.
Oh yeah,
like, hey, this is my $1 million accident. So then I got very interested to trade, and that's where I started like several hours, and then I found MIC. Then afterwards.
When did you find MIC?
Afterwards, like in March. March 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. So but I was still like studying Timothy Sykes.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
So then my brother saw Zander on Twitter. Oh, Timothy Sykes, at Timothy Sykes. Like, oh wait, hey, Adan, is how old are you? 15?
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
At the time I was like 16, 15.
Yeah, so
Crazy,
told me about Zander, like, hey, maybe we should group up and study together. And, we formed a small tab group, and we keep on studying like several hours, but then afterwards, I don't know what happened with Zander.
Yeah.
Fortnite took him over.
Exactly.
And then I didn't like with Sykes, there was no process. So then I went to auction just because I had a Thinkorswim account and I couldn't short sell or long pennies, like the OTCs wasn't for me. And for shorting, you can short with Thinkorswim. So I went to options because I thought like the easiest way to make money for fair trade. Yeah.
Interesting. Then, I like this.
So then I saw Umar, and then he had a brother that also traded. So which I got very interested because they compete who makes the most money. Like that could be me, brother. Whoever makes the money, and then they have to pay for the job. Like, and then that's and I got interested in options, but at the same time there's no process. So then I studied for like a year for options from let's say October 2019 to October 2020, and from there on October I quit options and went to small caps because I because of the process for options. There's no process. So so then I went to MIC. Then I went long for listed stocks, and I made my first like 400 bucks. I made
Wow.
like in 3 minutes.
What?
Dang.
What positions did you use?
Huh?
What
Like
position? Huh?
I had 1,000 shares though.
1,000 share.
Well, 1,000 shares,
Whoa.
but the
Wow.
position size dollar.
Like,
Like I didn't even know at the time. It was the Reebok Reclaim.
You didn't know you had so much money in your account. You didn't know. Nice, nice.
We have reclaims. Nice.
So then I studied longs for like 3 months, but then like I didn't like it because I didn't find my consistency. So I started shorting on February 2021 when my teacher told me to trade on the stock market game, and I noticed it was way much easier because I was able to trade all day faders, scalp like several times, and then from there I got second place in California for like top stock trader, and
Dang.
yeah,
Nice.
so that's pretty much it. And then from February to now, I've grown my account.
Whoa, that's yeah, let's go.
I haven't grown my account. It's basically because of the fees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically, I'm breaking even right now.
Huh.
Because, but without the, I would have like 400 bucks.
Like overall, right?
Nice.
And that's pretty much it.
Did you specify how long you've been in MIC?
For almost a year and a half.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right, guys. So that was the intro from Adan. We're going to go into a quick recap of how our week is going. And as always, Zander always goes first. So Zander, take it away.
yeah, so my week was good. At the beginning of the week, I had an all-day fade system, and I've stuck to it the whole week, which is why it was a really good week. And I've just been every single day improving 1%, and some days I improved 2%. So, I mean, it's been a really impactful week on my whole like career, I guess, so far.
That's legit. Yeah, it's been a powerful week for me as well. I feel like I've improved a lot, and the interesting thing is that my trading this week, as far as green or red, like I'm more red on this week, but I feel more confident in my trading than I felt in a good few months. And what was it? Yesterday, I did just a long post that I wrote kind of for myself, going over my trades and my lessons. And it was a really, really key week. And I'll talk about more about that later. But I'm feeling pumped. Last week, I feel like I made a lot of progress, and I'm really excited going into this coming week.
Cool. For me this week, I was very disciplined this week. All the trades I took, there was like an A setup. I am overall green, but I don't care about that. But the good thing is my risk reward is always in place, and I'll talk about it when I talk like my trades. Yeah. Other than that, nothing else. I'm just super excited for. Like last episode, I said that I was excited for this week. That's why this week I made 5 trades. Then, even though it wasn't that hot as I expected, but as we ending September and going into October, this is the prime time. So I'm ready.
Awesome.
It was a week for me. I may be red, but from 2 red trades and 1 green trade, but I learned a lot because I noticed I need to work on and what I'm good at, which is low hanging fruits.
My week, I ended it much better than I started it. Let's see. I can agree with Sam, and just because this week was a little red, I do feel better than I ever have. We'll talk more about this later, but we've put a lot of emphasis into trading psychology over this weekend. So, yeah, I'm super happy with how I ended this week. Not really beginning, just improving 1% every day. Screw the 1%, 2% like Zander said, and if you can do more than 2%, great. But yeah, that's really all I got. Pretty simple. So yeah, let's get into the markets. The listed market. Zander is going to start us off talking about how the listed market's going. So Zander.
Yeah, so it hasn't been like
Good description.
crazy.
That's a great description for the market.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, like this market, like 2 days are really hot, and then we're just dead the next day, and then the next week. So it's been like hit or miss. But yeah, I mean, it's been all right, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. It's been all right. Last week, we were talking about how last Thursday and Friday were pretty hot, and we were going to see if it can continue. And we said every time that we think there's going to be a hot market, usually it numbs back down right after. We're waiting for that distinct change. That doesn't just last 1 or 2, 3 days. This week didn't have any like super massive runners that we were used to in the past few weeks, like 1 or 2 of them. But as Zander said, just pretty consistent, nothing super out of the ordinary, nothing jumping at us. So it's just business as usual. So Alex, OTC market.
Okay, so OTC market. I would say every day there was an opportunity. Maybe not the perfect one, but every day there was a way to make money. As I said last week, like there wasn't much follow through. I think it's same thing this week. Like a lot of trades, like a lot of stocks closed strong, but then the next day just dumped. So yeah, I'm still sticking to like playing only in intraday. As I said, I have 5 trades, so that means there was actually some good ones. Still not like a lot of, like you don't have to push too much, but when the stock market tells you, then you have to do this. So I'm still waiting for the moment.
Definitely. I think there was a little bit of a noticeable change in the heat up of the OTC market this week, for sure. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Adan, you got anything to add? You trade both listed and OTCs, you said, right?
I think it still favors the shorts for right now.
Gotcha, for sure.
Yeah. You gotta love Zander.
All right, guys. So let's get into our trades for the week. So Zander is gonna go first again. Gotta love Zander.
Oh my gosh, that's the title of this episode. Gotta love Zander.
Gotta love Zander.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, it looks crazy, but I'll guide you through it a little bit.
Whoa. What are those vertical lines on the
I'll
left
talk about
side?
that. I'll talk about it. So, as you guys maybe know, that I started trading all day fades. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm talking a lot about it. And like for the past week and a half, I've been developing my system based off of Bear and Tyler and MIC, and also Brian Lee on Twitter. I know he trades all day fades too, and I really like this over other setups because the risk reward is incredible, and I'm going to show you that right now. And also it's okay to lose trades. Like the win rate is low, so it's like 30-40%, but the risk reward is so crazy that it just covers all losses and way more. So this is actually first like successful trade. I did take another one on NNVC, but if you were watching that, you know that it got halted for news pending, and then it dumped on the open on halt, and I got a lucky cover. I mean, I covered right away because it was kind of like black swan. I didn't want to mess with it, and it was like a 2-hour gain, which was all right, but it wasn't really like an all-day fade. It wasn't normal. But this was a first successful all-day fade, and I have lost 2 other ones before that. Both of those 2 losses being 1R. This one was a 2.1R gain. Now, I'm going to talk about how I could have got way better risk reward. I always strive for at least 3R, but I'll talk about why I didn't get 3R in this one. So basically, my entry signal is after first of all, the stock needs to be over 50% gapper, and this one definitely was. So this is the red to green line. So as you can see, it was at 52% at my entry, and so that means it's fitting the criteria. So the entry signal is on a break, usually after an extension, it's on a break of the closest support. And so as you can see, we have an extension here. We have a nice support level. It's been tested multiple times. And then we have a little mini high day clear out. Boom, we stuffed. And then I short the pop. I actually got a really good entry on this. I like my entry because if it did reject, would have been like literally perfect. But this stock was absolutely a headache and trappy. But I remained emotionally. Me and Sam were on call, and we were like, "What the heck?" Because it was like, "Oh shoot, it's gonna go." I'm like, "Okay, I'm stopped." But then it was like, "Boom!" And I was like, "Yes!" And then it was like, "Boom!" And it went right back up.
Whoa.
So I was like, "What the heck?" Yeah.
No stuff.
Yeah, it was insane. But I knew I honestly I just assumed I was gonna get stopped out. I thought it was gonna do a massive high day clear out, just break high day and then stuff down and death count down, but it didn't. So I kind of got lucky on that part. And actually, my stuff is always high a day on my first entry, and it was 1 cent away. It's actually 1 cent above high a day. It was 1 cent away from stopping me out, and that is crazy to think about. But yeah, after sitting for all this, I actually left for school at 10 o'clock market time, and I had my heart set out. I had order, I had my cover targets, and I had my stop out. And that's the best way to do all day fades because you can't get emotional. You can't watch it tick by tick. Um, but sadly, because of school, I wasn't able to complete the full system, which would have allowed me to get a really good risk reward. So I got 2-1 basically on this. And that's because I wasn't able to complete the other half of the system, which is adding 2x, 3x, sometimes 4x full size on these faders. And that's how you get incredible risk reward. So as you can see, I always risk high of day on these on my first entry. And then the beauty of it is you want to add and then lower your risk. And so after we break this support level right here, boom, we break it. I want to short a pop 2x full size. My new risk, and this is why I drew these lines over here. These show you the risk level, which is the top, and then how much I was risking, and then the reward on that size. So this is 1R on the left. 2R is the second one, or the 2x size, 3x size, and then 4x size. 4x. I see these.
Whoa.
But yeah.
What's going on?
What?
There you go.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just had a lot going on.
Okay. Oh, it's probably delayed. But yeah. Yeah. So after I add in 2x full size, that increases my risk reward a ton. And I do that on another break of support, and then I short the pop. And then once it broke support again, I could short that pop with 2x, 3x. And if there's a lot of range, I might be able to get 4x full size, but that's a little aggressive, and I'll probably have a way lower win rate with that. But anyways, my real trade, I only got to be my first ad or my first entry because of school. But if I didn't have school, I've added at those spots. And I covered at 322, even though my target was at 310, because I was literally in school. All the students were like screaming, talking about just random stuff, like the latest TikTok or whatever. I don't know. But I was like stressing out in class. I was like, what do I do? Like, do I cover? It looks like it's bottoming. I don't know what to do. In hindsight, I should have just not covered, but I did get emotional. I said, you know what? I've had enough. I'm just going to cover, which goes, that's a rule break. I like with all day fade system, you have to, you can't cover emotionally. It's either stop or target. Brian Lee does say that if it gets so close to his target, he'll just take it off if he really thinks it's going to reverse. In this case, it was literally 3 cents away, but I couldn't cover in class because, you know, I was like presenting or something. So I can't cover on this quick little death candle. So I just like, you know what, I got to get out 322. So it was a 2.1R gain. Without it, would have been like a 2.5, 2.8R if I had gotten my 310 price target. But yeah, that was that. Really quickly, let me just show you the full potential of all day fades on a stock that has a massive range. So it's 100, or I think it was like a 80 or 100% gapper. And this allows you to get incredible risk reward, especially if you add like 3 or 4 times. So as you can see, this is an 80% gapper, which provides a ton of range to add and also just cover. From my visual back testing, I see that the successful all day fades fade in like 80 to 85% retracement. And so this was about 80, just visually, just looking. I'm not using fibs or anything. But as you can see, you know, I have the first entry on full size after a lower high and lower low, basically a break of support after this extension with a high day stop. And then it just repeat. We break support, I add on the pop. We break support, add on the pop. I don't want to add too aggressively. I usually like to wait till major support breaks because if you add too aggressively, your stops get way too close. But as you can see, with all these addings, and on the left side, I don't know if my internet's lagging or not, but you can see on my first entry, I had on my first entry with this with this really good, like the bigger the gapper, the better, because you're gonna get better risk reward because of the range. On my first entry, I had about 7.9 R. That's incredible on my first one. On my second one, I had 14 R. On my third, you get 20 R. And on the fourth, if you want a fourth, there are diminishing returns with the fourth. I probably won't do it very often, maybe like 1 in 100. But 24 R. I didn't actually try this. Like this is like in the beginning of September, and I wasn't even looking at all day phase at this point, but I'm just visually backtesting. And what I do to backtest real quick is I know my system. And so I just go back in the previous charts. I look at all 50% gappers, 50% plus gappers, and I just overlay my system on it. And I see, okay, well, I got stopped out here. I just see like how it will play out on the majority. And so how I pick my cover targets, I never talked about that, is basically just outer support lines. This one, I know that I want my outer support line. I want my cover target to be about 70 to 80% of the retracement. So, and so I saw this one had a resistance point kind of like with the $27 level. And you can see this wick down there. That's kind of a nice level. And as you can see, we literally went even lower than that. But that was my cover. So like 24R shows you the potential, like one trade. That would be risking $20, which is 1R for me right now. That'd be almost, oh my gosh, $480. This is like a 1 in 100 event, but if you are able to capitalize on it, it's like the all-day fades can be crazy rewarding. But yeah, that's what I got.
Zander, did you talk about the trade that was halted?
Oh,
Yeah, I talked about the NNVC news halt. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Crazy day. And that was the change in the market. I mean, a lot of those days where it's just everything is so weird and so whack, you don't really know which way it's going to go. But are you finished, Andy?
Yep.
All right. So let me share my screen here, and then I'll go over a couple of my trades really quick. There's a really simple lesson that I want to cover. Can you guys see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Can you see this?
Yep.
All right. So
fast internet.
I know, right? So I'm going to point out something just really quick over, and these are my trades. Like I said, my trades this week were red. This one got stopped out. So on all three of these, I got stopped out. But what I really want to point out is that on 2 out of 3 of these should have been winners for me. And the reason that they weren't is because I have been stopping out too soon. My stop has been too tight. So if you can see here, I stopped out right at the top. I mean, it would have just been beautiful. And sure, it grinded a little bit, but I wouldn't have got stopped out anything. I should have been risking like around like 630 on this type of thing, 630, 625. Same thing on this trade, stopped out almost dead top of the move, death candled after. I tried to add after the death candle here, and then it just grinded and I got stopped out. That was a little bit of emotional letting it ride so much. But the point that I want to pull is how on both of these I got stopped out at like dead top. RNAS, this one was a painful stop out, but I stuck to my trade, no hesitation on my stop. Might have been a little tight if it worked, but I was happy with the stop on here. Something that James Freelander pointed out on this trade was that he got a really fast trade here in the morning, but he didn't attack outer lines on this because after it had this drop here and then continued to just slowly grind along VWAP like this. When that grinding action happened, especially on these low floats, he wasn't going to touch it. When it's grinding above VWAP, especially low floats, easy to borrow, that's a no-go. So I learned a lesson from this, avoiding that grinding action. But on this one, I got stopped out. But the lesson that I'm taking, and this is kind of what I'm pulling up here, is covering at low a day has been really, really key recently for my trades and just in the market in general. My lines of choice have been spot on. My only problem is I'm usually choosing one line too close to stop out on. So my tights, my stops are tight. And when a stock is grinding up, be more cautious with your shorts. So those 3 trades that I took, those were the overall lessons that I've learned this week that I'm taking into next week. Extremely excited very motivated to do this. And the last thing I just want to post, comment on is I went over my strengths and weaknesses, and I'm really proud of all my strengths. I mean, I've got a full process here: my lines, my stock selection, entries, patience, hard stop discipline. I mean, everything you need, risk management. The only thing that I've seen as a problem in my trades recently is stopping out when I shouldn't. And I realized that that is because of mental battles that I'm overcoming. I'm obsessing over risk and reward. So I don't want to have my stop very far out. I want to keep everything tight and neat and pretty. And then I'm overthinking everything, where it's like, oh man, I'm risking this much. I'm not making enough. And oh, I should be getting this and doing that. And just overthinking it all instead of just flowing, instead of just doing the trade. And so obsessing over risk and reward and overthinking has led to me taking 2 out of 3 of my losses this week by stopping out when it's way too tight. And I'm not saying don't think about risk and reward. I'm always very risk oriented, but it's all about balance. It's all about having a mixture and not leaning too far on one side, but walking that thin line of profitability. So that's, those are my trades this week. I was really proud of them. Like I said, I'm coming out of this week so energized, even though I took 3 losses, but I'm coming so energized because 2 out of these 3, I mean, my plans worked. My thesis was valid. I just stopped out when I shouldn't have. So yeah, that with my lessons, that's pretty much just all I got to share, but I'm really
that's what they say.
So
I think a good rule of thumb that people could take advice from is you need to determine if your setup is a high win rate setup or is it a high risk reward setup, because usually you can get in between, but determine which one you are and don't focus on the other. Like if you're playing a high win rate setup, don't like overthink risk reward. If you're playing a high risk reward setup, don't overthink win rate. Like as playing all day fades for me, I can't stress over like a bad, like a 40% win rate. I can't be like, oh no, I need to change things. But no, you have to determine which setup you have and focus on that and not what your setup isn't going to do.
Absolutely. It's like, it reminds me of an analogy where if you got a line of animals and you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. It's like, that's not how it works. You got a fish sitting next to each other and you're judging the fish because it can't climb the tree as well as the monkey. Like, that's not what it's designed to do. That's not what its job is to do. And so I agree 100% with what Zander just said there. Like, if your strategy is win rate oriented, don't be obsessing over the risk and reward. Be risk aware, but don't stress over, oh, I'm making this R or that R. But like for Zander, his all day fade system, like he just presented to us, which was awesome, by the way, the risk and reward is the success of the strategy. So, don't judge your strategy by somebody else's. Just focus on what you're doing, stay in your lane and give it your all. So yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome job.
Nice. So I'll go next.
Yeah.
So my first trade was here on ABB on 20th. See, on this first green day, here it was right here.
Dang.
Whoa.
So here, yeah, I missed all this because I think it was just on the random news here. So then I played this end of the day move, and I think right here I missed the entry somewhere here. And then I decided to get it on the dip because I always say if you miss the first perk, then getting on the dip is the same thing because you have the same entry and risk level. So my risk level was this, and I used a small position because I knew something like this could happen. So that's why I used a small position. Then when it's dropped right here, it was below my risk, but it wasn't below my normal risk because I used a small position because I knew something like this could happen. So this was just a scratch trade. Oh yeah, the next one was, this is very annoying trade. This was an NLST right here. Just look what happened after my trade, right? So right here, my trigger was on 5. Because if you look at this day, see, this was like a nice level here, 5. It was holding here from like 3 days. So I was looking to buy the perk above that number, right? So then it happened here. So I bought it, this was the perk here, and then I got it like on the dip, you can set exactly 5. And then I sold at my risk, and then like the price action was the worst ever. And then look what happened next day. That's like out of nowhere, it spiked like 20%. So this was just the entry was good because, and again, it wasn't A plus, it was just I think A minus. That's why I also used a small position because my plan was to add later with more confirmation. So yeah, this is also a scratch rate. And now here you go.
Here we go.
Oh wait, you don't have to wait.
Alex, you have to tell them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. This was on this day. Here, 22nd. This was a multi-day breakout level. Multi-day breakout, yeah, trade. If we go to the daily, like, here we see it had the first move, consolidation. Here it held almost like half of the spike. And then here, this day. Now look at this. You see this? Now I want to show, like, I remember I said that I print all my missed trades, right? So look, this trade was on September 1st. Look, I missed this.
Oh,
Exactly same thing. Exactly, look, same thing. See, I missed this. And something happened here, and right here, I was like,
wow.
yes,
Yeah.
this was that. Like,
Yeah.
there's like, this is exactly what, and also not only that, like if we put the notes here, you can see that it was also a multi-day breakout level here.
Wow.
This was just a perfect trade. I got it right
Live and
here.
learn.
I was eyeing that, I was eyeing that level 2 and that like 76. It tried to break once. Like there was like a few prints that should have broken the ask, but they didn't. Then when I did, I clicked like very quickly. I got executed right there. I was almost the last one who got like, I saw the print. I was like almost the last one who got at this price. And then right away we got the spike. You know, like Jack Alex says, the best trades are when you enter and it works right away. So this was, right away spiked here. And then I realized that later, but my first sell was at 5R. This is just crazy. This is just crazy. Yeah. So I just sold because I was like, that's already like 10% and 5R. I mean, I had like something in mind, you know. I was like, let's just sell into the strength. So I sold third here, and then it spiked to like 85. It started to drop, and I usually can't hold, but when this just went from 85 to 80 to even less, like 78 almost. So I was like a little scared. So I sold another third there, and then on the bounce I sold the rest. So this was just perfectly executed. Like this is exactly what I want. Like you sell into the strength, and then when it's like if it dropped to like somewhere here, I would have held, but then it was like really like started to sell. So I was like, okay, let me just sell at least the next or so I feel like a little less. I mean, I didn't have any emotions, by the way, 0 emotions. So yeah, and overall that was 1 to 4, and important. So after this trade, Josh was not here. He was like, wait a second, does it mean you're crossed above break even? I was like, yes. And I was like, yes. Because I didn't even care about the money. Like that was actually a good. See, the risk was 2%, so I had like a nice. That was like 600 position size, so that was like $60. But I didn't care at all. I was like, we'll just execute it and then look what I made. So yeah, that was a 7% gain, like $50. And yeah, that was. Let me show the chart I have of my Profitly.
Breakout, baby.
Breakout time.
Well, yeah. So here, can you see the chart? So
there we go.
Disclaimer: like it looks bad, but it's because of the commissions. That's why it looks that bad. Just now look at my actual chart without commissions. Here we go. This is perfect.
Breakout, baby.
We had this, you know, like you had this first move, right? Then it drops, held half of the spike, right? Consolidates here, higher low, and then the breakout.
Now you're sizing up.
Yes,
Boom.
Yeah.
Alex, I'll tell you this: if I was a short seller and I'm looking at this chart, I would not short you.
Yes, sir.
I would not.
Yes, sir.
No short grind.
That's a good point.
New highs, man.
That's literally a perfect trend, like perfect higher lows. That's
That
perfect
grind
equity
action,
trend.
that grind action. Hell no, I'm out.
Yeah.
This is too
And
steady.
yeah, so I want to talk about this a little. So this was when I just started. I was learning for 7 months. So I knew all the things about panic device and I killed all them. Like I literally just everything that all the panics like kill it.
Kill them all, Alex.
So that's
Kill
why
them all.
I mean it shows like $800, but I made like 500. Oh, let's actually go to this. Yeah. So then here March happened, the market changed. Like I didn't have any experience, so that's why I lost everything. But then here, starting at April to May, this day, 2 months, I was only just studying. I went to all like back to the basics, and just here I just came trying with all the new patterns. I mean, not just new patterns, but new way of playing them. And then see the max drawdown I had was like not even $200. But I still didn't care about it because I was like, all the money that I lose, I'm gonna make a million times that amount. So whatever.
Damn straight.
Yep.
So yeah, and also I want to show this. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh my.
every time I show it to everyone, yeah, everyone's like commissions. But now, hopefully, like not hopefully, now I don't have commissions, so that's why I'm getting a buff break even. So everyone who trades OTCs in the US, use Schwab.
Not sponsored.
Yes.
Not sponsored by Schwab. He's just a member and it helps him learn a lot. And he
Yes.
loves it.
This video is not backed by Charles Schwab
Or
Yes,
Or
it
MIC. Sam, Zander, and Adan
or
are
MIC.
all members. They just love it. They're members, but it's not that.
So yeah. So overall,
it.
this trade, yeah, I want to say one thing. This trade covered my 4 last losses and another 20 bucks.
Dang.
Yeah, you get something like that. Yeah. Then the next
Perfect.
trade it's really quick. It was the next day. I mean, not the next day, the same day. It was the same day on 2 trades. Imagine. Oh. It was the same day. Here was a small gain. And actually, that was my first small gain ever, because every small gain that I had before was a loser because of the commissions.
Oh yeah.
So I got it here at the perk and just because I expected it to go more to like 150, but it was coming into the end. I didn't want to hold, even though we see it's back, but I don't care because I don't want to hold in this market. It's like maybe just a perfect chart. So yeah, I just hold here for small. So that was the same day. So it was a nice day. And then the next day was just a small loss. I'm not gonna go over that. And also I want to show my trader view like Zander does every time.
Trader View. Trader
Go
View is so
open.
awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. The
This
best. Yeah.
video is not sponsored by Trader View.
My gosh.
And not sponsored by MIC. Just in case you guys didn't know.
So here,
Love it.
so this is like I wish they showed trade by trade, but it shows the day. So we see this. This was one trade actually, and this was 2 trades. So yeah, and the thing that I talked with Zander about is like I have a process, and like it's I'll say it's very solid because every game that I have, it's at least 4, maybe at least 3.5 risk reward at least. So I don't know why, but you see all my losses, they're like $9, $4, $5, $6, even though my risk is $20. And Zander's telling me every time like size up. And I said that next week when I see like a solid setup, there's no way I'm gonna use risk less than $20 because I need that full size loss. Because you see, this was my full size loss. It doesn't look that big though, because it's still small compared to the wins. So yeah, next week and next month, I'm really gonna start sizing up. I mean, not really, just about $10, but still, because also one perspective, like if I risk $10, that means my gain is gonna be $40 plus. I mean, plus like you're gonna add another $40 because the risk reward is 4. So
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm finished.
Tosh, like from MIC said, size up accordingly, not like 100%, like into a size that you're able to grow. Like if you lose one day of your exercise, don't make it like wipe out like several days of your game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I'm just gonna go slowly.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't lost like $20 even. So I really want to. So my goal for next week is to lose $20. Yeah, that's my goal.
Really?
Great goal.
I remember Zander had the same goal. Remember when he was like on the 10 winning streak? Like my goal is to lose.
Love it.
So yeah, that were all my trades. Oh, and
Great job, Alex.
yeah, that's all.
That's awesome, man.
Love it. Xander, what was that? What did James Friedlander said about sizing up? That it was really simple. This is before you started doing your R compound, M compound stuff. It was just like if you traded well that week, size up like 5, and if you don't, I don't remember what it was, but was really
it's
good.
pretty much my sizing up system, but he calls it like the graduation system. That if you trade well, size up like 5, 10, but relative to your like normal risk. So like if you're risking $20 per trade, you know, go up 25, 30
So
next week.
It's the same as yours.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually use yours because yours is very good.
Yes, it is very good.
Yeah, I'll make a video on that because I haven't.
Sounds good. Alex, you got anything else?
Yeah, actually one quick thing.
Sure.
Since we're heading into the hot market, this week I took some time and I scanned through all the stocks of former runner watchlist, and I'm looking to get some positions into potential swings maybe. I've never done this, but we'll see, because we all know Jack Kellogg, what he did before 2021.
Yeah.
And then he had like 1,000% winners. Well, I don't expect that obviously, but since we're heading into the in the hot market, it's good to like get maybe, you know, like $10 risk, because mine $20, and then just as it goes up, just add.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Honestly, I might do that. Like, just, you know, because they have such a nice support level. You could risk you could risk $10 and make 100 like easily.
If you look at all the charts right now, all the OTC charts, like they have the breakout level and then all this, and then they're just coming here, but the breakout level is still here. So they're almost all the charts, like LPP, HX, ENZC, like all these old charts, they're all coming right to the breakout level that happened in February, all of them.
That was the perfect time, though, for real.
What's your price target going to be? So you make sure you don't sell too soon or sell too late.
I don't know, because we heard that
the recent highs.
Yeah, I think above break of the highs.
Above, wow.
Well, I don't know, because we heard Jack Kellogg when he had like 50,000 unrealized, and he still held for more. That was like 1,000% gain. So I mean, I'm not gonna be that aggressive. We'll see.
Dang, well, with the market, the OTC is heating up.
Yeah, because all the sub pennies, you can go 1 penny is 100% already.
Freaking crazy. Is that all you got, Alex?
That's all here.
All right. I'm going to go over my trades super quick. I'm going to go over 2. 1 winner, 1 loser. I will be fast, and then Adan can get right to his. So let me just share my screen really quick. All right. So this is ATER. Let me go to the daily chart. This was on Tuesday. It was forming higher lows on the daily. I bought right here on this day. It was the 3rd green day continuation. Let's see. Let me go back. Perfect spike out the open. Dips down back to VWAP, sets another high, starts making lower lows right here, and then starts forming this great wedge pattern. Right here, I bought the wedge break, and it just stuffed right here. This never usually happens. Usually, once I get this break of a clean wedge like this, it'll just like start chopping up right here, and I would just move my risk up as it sets new higher lows. But this one just quickly broke down, kind of a fake out, kind of a just instant like mini death candle type thing. This ticker has not been very like good for me. Every time I trade it, I'm pretty sure I've never won on this ticker, and I've traded it probably 4 times. So maybe that's a sign. I mean, every trade is independent, but maybe that's a sign. So
well, that week is so ugly, bro.
It was super
fake
ugly,
out, bro.
Dude, it was, and it had good volume too. Like right here, it had like one of the best volume candles of the morning, and I was like, whatever. I was happy with the trade.
What was your risk?
My risk was wait. It was $12.99. No, $12.98. So it was like a breakdown of this, and this kind of.
Okay.
I don't have my spreadsheet up, but yeah, it was like $12.98 or $12.99 for sure. Then just broke down. Like I said, never really does this. This never would normally like reclaim like this. This is not like what I normally like to see. So I was fine with this loss. I was fine taking it. and I just moved on
I
one
want to
R.
add what
Yeah,
I remember Zander said in the last episode. Like when you know what the stock needs to do for your setup and it doesn't do it, yeah, it's good to just sell.
Oh, 100%.
Unless you expect it to, like, like some of my trades when it doesn't spike right away and just holds above the risk. But in this,
Right.
like, because you expected a quick spike and it didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Not a quick, but we know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm never gonna make a listed trade without a hard stop in, and I have my hard stop in, and I'm still sticking to it. If I put in the Discord a long time ago, if I make a listed trade without a hard stop, I will give permission of one of you to punch me in the face. That offer still stands. But that offer still stands. But Sam volunteers. Anyways, Alex, like you said, it wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't part of my setup. Just broke down. I was fine cutting it. Was happy with this trade.
Cut losses quickly. Cut losses quickly.
Cut losses quickly. Name of the game. And then let me go to my second trade. This was a winner from Wednesday, and this was one of my best trades in a while process.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful.
This was process-wise one of my best. Let me go to the daily. This was on the 22nd. So BBIG, I was looking for the first green day on this. It faked out right here. First green day didn't work out. Broke down again. Was looking for the first green day here. Broke down again. Was looking for the first green day here.
4 trades in it?
Yeah, I've traded this stock quite a bit. Looking for the first green day every time, but it just never came. Anyways, was looking for it here. This was kind of like a wick day. Obviously, it didn't close very well. This was on Thursday. In after hours, it had a nice surge, and then just in pre-market, it was kind of just trending downward. Honestly, I didn't really look at this, but I'm usually not a fan of trading my morning setup with stocks that open under VWAP like this. Usually they don't reclaim very well, but since this one did, I was all on board for it. Like Sam and Zander, they looked to short stocks that like they open like under VWAP and they might spike up and reject, like Sam was talking about earlier. But this one just came right back up, spiked back or crashed back down, came under VWAP, exactly what I was looking for. Started looking for higher lows, drew this mini trend right here. On my trend break, risk was right under this level right here at 651. So the risk was super small here. I was in at 660. I was risking 651. I was risking 1.34%, which was perfect. So my R right now is I'm using $10 risk as my R, but my risk reward on this was 3-to-1. Beautiful. Even though my R was 1.7 R on this. I didn't size up for my risk here. I just kept my position size the same. That's why my risk reward was greater than my R made here. So was super patient through this, just waiting for it to set a new level. As soon as this broke up here, I set my new stop loss right here at 663. Nice. And then it just got the spike. I was super, super patient, saw that it was breaking high a day, wasn't expecting much more. Then I saw this super choppy around action. A lot of sellers came in, the tape started stalling, started slowing down a bit. So I exited right here at 689. And so 4.46%. The P&L wasn't big. But that doesn't really matter. I was just focused on the process here. I saw what I liked. And like I said, Monday and Tuesday were not really good for me, but obviously we're all excited for this week coming up. Actually, let me stop sharing my screen. Do you guys have any questions about this or anything before I turn this off?
Amazing.
Okay, cool. So let me just stop this really quick. I got one thing to say and then Aiden's gonna go. But so last week we were all talking about how excited and pumped we were for the new market. And for me personally, and like that's great. I love that for all of us. But for me personally, every time I say I'm excited, I'm pumped, or I'm hyped, I trade like shit. Like every single time I trade like shit. And so the reason why I finished my week much better than I started it was because I put a complete mental shift in for myself. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A complete just mental revitalization. I was like, okay, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not searching for anything. I am just looking at an opportunistic approach. I'm thinking of probabilities. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not expecting any winners just by putting a setup on. And this is where I'm focused truly on what my opportunities show and nothing else. I don't know why in the past I wasn't intentionally trying to force things, but I was forcing things out of like I don't know how to, I wasn't doing it on purpose, but it was happening where I would make a trade without all my criteria. And then I would wonder why it's a loser and why I wasn't like getting consistent at all when I was doing things that I know I shouldn't in trading without my criteria. So now it's just, I've eliminated all of that. I've eliminated those stupid trades. It's either it's my opportunity or it's not. I'm observing the charts. I'm not looking at any of the candles as positive and negative. I'm not looking at anything as right and wrong. I'm not looking at anything as up and down, like up, down, right, wrong, positive, negative, nothing. I'm just looking at the charts as, okay, it's a video game. I'm just looking at freaking candles going up and down all day. And when my opportunity shows itself, when my edge presents itself, I have no excuse to miss on it. And Friday, I missed 4 super supreme plays for me. So I'm focusing on that opportunity approach. And I'm not going to say I'm excited. I'm just going to say I'm going to react to this current week. So that's all I got.
That was a nice mindset speech right there.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
Very cool.
All right, that's all I got. Now it's time for Adan to go over his trade. So take it away.
All right.
Let's see. We already have 2 people here, Zander and Sam. So we do have some knowledge. Let's see your trades. Yeah, right, Lance?
All right, so I took 3 day trades, 2 red and 1 green. For my first trade, it was pretty awful because for longs, I'm sort of like going back to longs for a bit, just because I thought I set up, but it was pretty bad because I woke up because my mom told me, oh, you're staying so that you're not going to work. You're going to work in the afternoon. Say, oh crap, maybe I need to work tomorrow in the morning. So then I like, okay, then I probably have to trade right now because I may not have the opportunity tomorrow. But then I think that was a wrong mindset because that wasn't my routine. Because I usually wake up like at 4:30 or 5 to prepare. So right here, it was basically, I thought I was gonna reclaim and spike, but then I failed to see that the overhead resistance. Well, I will show you like in a minute in Thinkorswim. My second trade.
You traded backside. Interesting. I got to get better with backside. I'm not really experienced with backside.
So for CRBS, even Tom Diesel said it was a tricky one. So because it was running for 2 days, so I thought that on the 3rd day it would tank. So then after a drop from 5.7 to 5.5, I shorted a VBOP, which I'll show you later in Thinkorswim. And I had an order to cover at 5.36, which I missed like 2 or 3 cents. But I thought it would fade later, but it didn't. Cause so like fade later, so I added another order right here for an order to like 5 to 5:30. But I got stopped out with on the lower high. No, higher low. Or whatever you call it, forgot.
A lower high.
Yeah. I'll give him a second.
That's painful. That looks like my chart's getting stopped out.
So my first trade on Monday was this one. Basically start grinding up high. Then once like bounce at VWAP, then I enter right here, but then I got stopped out. But whenever I go long, I always like a tight risk. Tight risk because Harry said he likes having a tight risk because if he widens his stops for longs, it's basically showing him that the trade didn't work right away because he likes his trades to work right away. On
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was your risk level?
My risk basically break below low a day.
Oh, so it's a pretty wide risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was an awful trade because it was trade on the fly.
Yeah. Not having enough time for preparation, everything goes a little bit too swimsical.
Yeah.
Oh, what a huge runner.
Yeah.
Huge runner. Look at him blown up.
Jeez.
I was shorting that for all day fade.
Oh my gosh.
There was this was like the second day right here, and this is the third day. So, it had enough overhead resistance to lower, so maybe like dollars. My original plan was to short sell at 5.7, but Alex Semes wanted 6.4. So like I hesitated, even though it showed me like 4 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4 times that it was rejecting my 5.7 level. But which I hate because I hate being like a pussy, like as I adjusting my lines. But then I got in the bounce on VWAP, but I missed my cover by 3 cents.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But then at the end I got happy. I was okay with the trade because look how it ended up, almost at 9.5.
Man. Jeez.
It's an
Like
all
you
day.
barely
It's
see
an
your
all day
arrows.
fade flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for me.
All day run, all day grind.
All day grind,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
All day grind.
And my last trade, I learned my lessons from yesterday. I mean the day before, which was CRDS or CRVS, that I could adjust my lines depending on the situation. My plan was either to wait for the $7 reject or plug below 6 and short on a pop. So my pop was I shorted at 5.87. I had another 5.87, but I thought I was gonna reject at 5.83. So I adjusted my order to 5.83, and then I cover at 5.45 because this gap fell over here from the halt.
Dang.
I mean, my original plan was to cover at 5, but I didn't have enough patience at that time, and I could learn how to increase my patience by scaling out, and then maybe have like 10 shares at the end, just for fun. And that's pretty much for my week, which is 2 red trades and 1 green.
Dang. But it's about that
Awesome.
knowledge account though, like the lessons you're learning and building from it. Like that's what matters for what we're going through. It's not about how many wins or how many losses you have. Dang.
True.
For sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, do you have anything else you want to go over?
Well, just James Freelander said, don't worry about missed opportunity, but worry about missed consistency, and which is true because
Yes.
yeah, because if you worry too much about it, then it just fucks your mind.
Yeah, so true, so true. Well, man, that's amazing, and I loved you talking about your journey and the different stages that you've gone through. I want to kind of go into kind of a section here, just some Q&A, Adan, and we'll kind of throw some questions at you. We want to talk about, go a little bit more in depth into your trading and you as a person. But when you were starting off, you were talking about how you kind of went through these different phases of longing, going into shorting. You even tried options for a while. So my question is, what phase do you feel like you're currently in your trading journey? People will go through different phases of like, oh, I'm studying, or I'm perfecting, or I'm, reconfiguring my strategy. Like what phase do you feel like you as a trader, what are you going through right now?
Like right now, I feel like I know what to short. I know what to do right now with the low hanging fruits. So I don't think I need to like study more. It's mostly like about discipline and sticking to your. And
This is exactly what we're all in right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of us are like that right now.
Yeah. That's my situation right now.
Dang. And what do you feel like, what do you feel is important for you for cultivating that discipline? Like what helps you with that discipline in life?
Because with my tag group, because when I tell my tag, I go over it in the main chat and like, okay, let's see what I put. And I noticed, okay, I told one of you guys slap me slap me or hit me hard whenever I take a bad trade. I even said that on Monday. So like,
Yep.
okay,
I remember.
yeah. And then Alex said, oh, I don't go long, but I think it was a good trade. But
Yeah.
that's my situation right now with how to get better.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice. I have a question for you, Adan. We all know who Zander's favorite trader is, but who is your favorite trader, or who have you attributed the most of your strategic input from? Like who have you learned from the most?
I mean, he was a ex-moderator from MIC, but his trade style was really good because he said that he goes in big size on the low-hanging fruits, and then whenever he rejects like a line rejects lower, he adds full size and adjusts his risk. That's where I like his play style and everything, and I learned a lot from him.
What's his name?
I mean,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great guy. Very, very
Yeah,
good.
I want to add one thing. When you said like about your tag group, as like you put some like pressure on yourself if you not stick to your plan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so in the previous episode, like I don't think if you watched, I had a trade and when I entered, I said like in at the price risk, and then I said risk. If I sell before my risk, I quit trading. I was like I have to stick to my plan. If I don't, like I quit trading. Like it was the same thing as you said, like slap me in the face, but like it was more like like the extreme ones.
Yeah. Is
So yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I'm like I feel like one of the like persons who said if you break a rule, then you have to Venmo your tabs. Like
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
another thing for me is if I break a rule, then I have to write a paragraph about it. So I don't feel like doing that every time. So
That's what I do. Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Adan.
Yeah.
Do you look at your unrealized P&L while you're in the trade?
Good question.
no, I don't.
Good.
Nice. You don't, right? You'll cover it, right? You only look
Yeah.
at after. Nice.
I just at price and price action.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Love it. Perfect response. That's what we like to hear.
Alex likes it.
Yes.
So, Adan, what do you feel like has been your biggest struggle to overcome in your trading journey? Some people have things in life they've got to overcome, relationships or hard living situations. Some people have mental battles they've got to overcome. Some people, can't just figure out how to trade. They can't study. Like, what do you feel like was your kryptonite through your journey of trading that you've had to overcome and, you kind of always had to fight against?
I'm currently struggling right now with my process of having the same routine over and over a day. It's like Sundays I work, Sundays I don't work, and which fucks up my routine and my process because then you have to relearn it again because I only get to trade like Tuesday and Wednesday. So and then
interesting.
I had to trade in the morning. No, on Tuesday and Wednesday I had to trade, but on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I had to work when the market opens. So if and be a better trader with screen time if I didn't have the morning work schedule, because that's basically if I have discipline and staying to the same process of waking up at 4 a.m. and waking at 4 a.m. and trading and looking at screen time, then instead of working, then I feel like I could become a better trader.
Yeah,
definitely. What do you do for work?
Restaurant.
Gotcha. Nice.
And you go to college? Huh?
Oh, what happened?
Do you go to college?
Maybe not.
I love it. I freaking love it. Love it, Adan.
Yeah. Well,
I love it. I wish.
So
yeah, same.
this actually leads to a question I had for you is how does, because obviously, you know, your brother Jonathan, he trades as well, but how does your family feel about your trading? What type of support do you get from them?
Good question.
You know, that type of stuff.
Nice questions right here.
Whenever I tell
Great
my
question.
whenever I tell my parents, they're like, "Oh, you're stupid. What are you doing with your life? Oh, you're not gonna make it. Go to school." That's basically it. Like
The same
they don't.
thing, yeah.
But my auntie, she believes in me, so she funded my account for
Whoa.
Christmas. And basically,
Wow.
like, yeah,
Wow. Dang.
Awesome.
So nobody really like understands what you're doing, right?
yeah,
And they don't like, they say like do better other things, right?
yeah,
And the quote that I always say is, they will laugh at you until you make money.
Yes.
As
That's
soon as as soon as you
it's-
start making money, they're like, oh, okay, now you're working. Yeah, good
yeah,
job.
yeah. It's because from their generations, they think that going to college is being successful.
Yeah,
Yeah, because from Mexico, so that's what like
from
they all
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel like that? Do you feel like, you know, their kind of some of their lack of support or, you know, that discouragement, how do you feel like that plays into your trading? Do you feel like that has any emotional effect on you? You know, do you completely ignore it? Does it motivate you? Like, how does, you know, their response to you affect your trading, your mentality?
I feel like if they were more supportive, they would allow me to trade in the morning, and then maybe like work at 8 or 9, which would have been very useful for my career. But
Wait. What do you work? Like, does your work related to your parents or what?
to my parents, yeah,
Oh, okay, I see. And they don't let you like work after like at 8?
no, it's
Really?
because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be lazy. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Adan, I got another question for you. You know, in the beginning, you were kind of talking about, you know, how you've been working hard, working with your family, you know, even ever since elementary school, like all of that. And you just seem to have a hardworking mentality. But my question is, you know, growing up hardworking and growing up the way that you did, and then now trading and becoming a trader, how do you feel that trading has changed your life outside of trading? And then do you also feel like the way that you were raised has helped your trading, you know, the mindsets you have, or how do you feel like those two worlds kind of have worked off of each other?
training has improved my life because I get to see the bigger picture. I know it's like, maybe I get concerned that maybe the 9 through 5 isn't for me because I want to do something bigger. Because I don't want to work from third grade to 12 and then go to college and then repeat the same thing I did my whole childhood. I want to spend my childhood like in my 20s, like all that wasted time. I want to spend that time into like feeling young again in my 20s again.
Yeah.
And then for my work ethic, I like how my parents at a young age that to work hard. So that improved my training because I got to like study like 6 to 8 hours a day, nonstop from February to now. But like now I only get to study like 3 or 4 hours because it's basically the same information. That
Yeah. But does studying count like watching market? That also counts or no? In the 3
Oh,
hours?
market time, screen time.
Yeah.
basically like screen and sometimes going over my trades.
Yeah.
Thing, for sure.
I love that part you said about using your 20s to help you kind of feel young again. I love that part. I'm kind of I take a lot of like satisfaction and like memories and experiences and stuff. And when you said that I really relate to that big time. So I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what you were just saying there, how, you know, you've been able to have days where you spend, you know, 8 hours a day studying. I think almost everybody here in this group can relate to that. But, you know, my question would be, you know, what has motivated you to do that? Essentially, like, what is your why? You know, everybody who they say that every trader, they've got to have a why. They've got to have a reason that they never stop and they show up every day. So for you, Adan, like what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why are you so focused on this? And why do you show up every single day?
My why is basically when I got to see the bigger picture, and then I noticed how hard my parents work. So then when I see how hard my parents work, even my mom being pregnant um right now, but I get to see how hard she works, so like another motivation, like okay then I wanna help my parents retire early because they helped me a lot. Like they bought a new home, they gave me a job to work, but which isn't enough because I get like paid like $50 a week. But I'm still grateful because I was able to like buy this PC, maybe have time to study, maybe a little bit, but which is my why. One of them is my why is for my parents, and another why for me is because I don't want to spend the rest of my life working like everyone else and not through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
twice.
It's better to work 9 to 4 than 9 to 5, right?
9 to 4, 9 to 5. Yeah.
But enjoying that 9:30 to 4.
Yeah, but like for me, it's not 9 through 5. It's basically from
Yeah,
7.
I know, but I want to say Eastern.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I like that, Alex.
Yeah.
It's better to work 9
Thank
to
you.
4 than 9 to 5.
I think that's such a powerful testimony though for what you do, Adan, because especially I think in 2021, 2020, there's been such a craze going into the stock market, being a day trader. I mean, when I tell people that I'm a student day trader now, it's annoying where everyone's like, oh yeah, I do that too. Oh yeah, I'm a day trader too. It's like, no, you're really not.
I've never heard that.
But it's like I think a lot of people when they're getting into trading, they see the Lamborghinis, they see the money, they see the ads on YouTube, and they get in and they're wanting fast money and they're wanting, all of this. And most of those people, they say 90% of those people are just going to stop, die, and fall. But someone like you, Adan, where your why, your reason for doing what you do is separate, it goes so much deeper. It's so much more connected to you. It's not just, oh, I saw a Lamborghini and I want to be a day trader and make money. And I wonder if you would agree. Like I feel like that is a big testament and a reason for why you are still here and why you're succeeding in what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Very
Definitely.
cool.
And especially in a world that we live in of everybody always craves instant gratification. Like since we've all started trading, obviously we've known we had to think different. It's like, it's not like working a regular job where you work your hours and you get paid your hours, you get paid your money right away in 2 weeks. It's like, no, that's not at all how it works. And with so much like distractions in the world and people just becoming like more and more, I don't know, I just feel like finding a tightly knit, like you have your tag group, Adan, Zander and Sam have obviously MIC, their tag group. Me and Alex have this group. Alex has another group of traders that he's with. Just finding a tightly knit group of like-minded people is just so important. And the fact that you've done that is just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another motivation, having a chat group, because you get able to like, trying to outwork everyone else. Like, oh, how many hours that is Zander working? I need to work an extra hour. How many hours is Sam working? I need to work an extra hour. That's like another motivation for me to like outwork everyone else. But I'm grateful that I have them by my side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what gives me the most drive. Just trying to, I'm really competitive, so I always want to be the best, which really sucks a lot of the time. Because when someone does better than me, then I'm like really emotional.
Yeah, I know that.
But it's also a really good thing to be competitive and want to be the best because it just keeps you pushing as hard as you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's important to find that perfect balance. Adan, I like how you were talking about how thankful you are and how grateful you are for the steps in your journey that you are. You're humble, but you have a competitive nature and big goals at the same time. I think all of us can attest to that. It's where we're competitive, but we have to learn to harness it. But at the same time, we're grateful and thankful for just what we're able to do because it's amazing. even if we're not like all like super successful, but that's coming in the future. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I feel like we touched on this a little bit, Adan, and some of the things you already said, but a question would be, what do you feel has been, you know, if you had to say the key factor to your success so far? And obviously, you know, we're all at the beginning of our journey, so I'm not saying success is that we've made it. But what do you think is the thing you can go, this is why I'm where I'm at? You know, if that would be family, if that would be, you know, studying, like what is that thing where if somebody goes, I want to succeed, what do I need to do? What would you say to that person?
For my key factor, well, I don't say it's one key factor, maybe like several key factors, because maybe like the work ethic, MIC coming into my place, the tag group, having a tag group which motivates me. They're like all factors to my success, or like to my future success at the moment.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That's awesome.
For me, the thing that always motivates me is just when I know what my life can be. I mean, not can be, will be in the future. Like, for example, so my dream car is McLaren, and I have McLaren as my background since like the day I started. I have it right there. Every time I open my laptop, the first thing I see is McLaren. And I'm like working for that.
Zander does too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
765 LT McLaren.
Oh, I have 720.
Both are good though.
Yeah, they're all good.
yeah, I think for us, it's just we're to the point where we know where we want to go and we know where we have to go in the future. And so it's like, why would we waste any solitary time not pushing towards that goal if we know where we have to be in the future?
Yeah, have a good thing.
That's what it comes down to every single day. It's like, am I working towards where I know I should be? No, okay, get off my ass and go. Like that just. And for me, like if I love like constant improvement in like more areas of life than just trading. I can't stand getting worse at anything. So just always pushing yourself, always finding new limits. There's no such thing as limits. All of us freaking just push ourselves. Like Zander says, 1% better every day. I say screw the 1%. I say make it 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Just always push yourself, no limits. So
one thing I want to add, when you said we know where to go, it's like, for example, if you want to go to moon, you know where it is, right? It's just in the space. But you know you can't go there in one. I mean, if you don't have just ourselves, right? You can't go there in 1 year. You have to just go there, and then when you go, you have to build your ship, the spaceship, so you have like more power in it, and then show it. It's something as trading, like you have, it's the most exponential job ever. Also, you start slowly, and then when you know what to do, you have to scale up. That's what I want to mean, and then you just push it more and more and more.
Yeah.
Until you get there, and then when you hit that million, you want more and more, and then it just the sky's the limit, the space is the limit.
Absolutely.
Love it. Adan, do you have anything that's like super like on the top of your mind that you really want to say? Like any like last super like inspirational words or anything?
Just remember to get a tag group, because they're very motivating. Is like I'm glad that Zander joined in, because when he first joined into the MIC group, like, wait a minute, hey, I know Zander, hey, I know that face anywhere. So I'm just glad having a tag group or tab group has been very part to my trading, because it's very motivating. And I know like I've stopped focusing on distractions and start focusing on more into my trading career because of my tag group. That's my my key advice right now.
Yeah.
That advice is like super underrated. And when I first joined trading, like, a couple people said it, but it wasn't like the most recommended advice. But honestly, that is the first thing you should do when you start trading. Find a group of like-minded people that want the same goals as you, or just as motivated, that'll push you harder. Like, it's literally the best thing you can do in trading, because because you guys know my tendencies even with setups. I switch setups like every day. That was me outside of trading. I switched hobbies every day. One week I would like RC cars. One week I would like Fortnite. One week I would like some other like junk. And that's what I do with trading. Like I knew about trading since 2016, but I just like I did it for a month and then I quit. And once I joined a group of friends, like I wanted to be the best, and I was not going to become the best by quitting or trying something else. I knew I had to stick with it. So it is the best piece of advice you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The tag group part is just awesome. I could not freaking imagine doing this by myself. Like trading alone, I would not even. It's freaking night and day, dude. Never could do it by myself.
I remember
Impossible.
I was doing that like a few days before I met like other Sam, but I was so lonely. I was sitting here with the team alerts. Oh my god, all the fucking degenerates. And I was like looking at what they were saying, like, oh my god, this was so like unorganized, like everything was so messed up.
Yeah.
And if you guys are wondering
crazy,
how
man.
to find a group, I found Sam literally from one of Tim's tweets. Like
Yeah, Twitter
this
is the best for
whole
trading.
group of friends started with just me commenting, like, "Hey Sam, you wanna like
Wait,
make
yeah,
a group?"
actually,
Yeah.
so we had two groups actually, and then
Yeah,
we
we
Yes.
joined.
merged. Yeah, that was the best decision.
Oh
I
my
was
god,
talking to Sam. I was like, I don't know if we should merge with this guy because we have a good group. Me, Sam, and James. I was like, I don't know if we should merge because we got a good thing going on. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Imagine we didn't. No, that'd be so horrible.
No,
It disgusts me. It gets my
Big-
stomach like aching.
big mistake, huge.
Yeah.
yeah. I love it though, because it's Alex, you had your group that you were doing with stuff with, and Adan, he was working with his brother, he was training with MIC. Lance was grinding, with himself, and Zander and I separately, and then we hooked up. And it's really amazing how over this last year we've all somehow come into this amazing community of really like-minded people. And I think that it's because we are all putting out the same energy. We're all putting out the
Yes.
same amount of work. And I know for myself, with my friends around me, I've stopped hanging out with the majority of my friends because I can't handle being around people that can't operate at the level that I'm striving for.
I know what you
And
mean.
it's such a testimony
Yes.
we have stayed together as this group, and Adan, I'm counting you in with this, where that we are all just hitting it at such a level where we can stand to be around each other, and with that iron sharpens iron, pushing each other forward and progressing in a way that we would never be able to do if we're just sitting in our room separately, individually. It's really powerful.
Yeah. I even said like yesterday or 2 days ago on MIC that one of my biggest advice, or well, one of my advices is do not talk about trading to non-trading friends because they'll look down at you, or they're gonna say that you're a gambler, that you're stupid. Oh, why are you doing that? Maybe like find a community like MIC or like a tag group like right now, and like study together
Yeah.
about it.
That's really valid. That's something that my dad told me when I first started trading, and I was telling him about how excited I was with everything, and he said, "Be careful who you talk to because there are dream crushers out there,
Oh yeah.
and they don't want you to succeed because they don't have the ability to succeed." And he said, "You want to find people that bring around you that you can be yourself with, you can share your most outlandish ideas with, but don't do that with everybody." And I would say, if you're a new trader and you want to be getting into this, don't just be looking for the person on the street. Don't look for your best friend who you got to call and they're playing their Xbox right now. Find a community of people. And I'm not going to tell you what community to find because that's up to you. But I'm saying find a community of people that are hitting it hard, that are going to support your dreams, that can understand, when you say, this is my goal for 5 years, that don't go, oh, shut up, but go, yes, get it. And I'm going to help you get it. Surround yourself with those people and find it, because that's what you need to be going to the top. Absolutely.
Damn right. Everybody freaking rewind that. Listen to that last 2-3 minutes that Sam just said. Please, for your own sake, listen to it again. That was awesome.
So, with Adan, I'll kind of get it wrapped up here, and then we'll, Zander will give us an outro. But my question for you would be, to end it out, what does the future look like for you? What are your goals going into the future? And if you would be able to teleport yourself realistically 1 year into the future, where are you at? What does that look like, you know, Adan in 1 year? Who is that person?
So as you guys can know that I just opened my Cobra account, so I'm just waiting like for next week or two. So I feel like in 5 years or in a year or so, I feel like I'm gonna be pretty good actually, because I'm able to trade more, and also because my time schedule, because job, which would fit my trading, because I'm able to trade in the morning and leave at for like zone times. So I feel like in a year or so, just trade, so I supplement my income, and then just maybe make my first 4-figure days, and then just do it consistent.
Sheesh.
I feel like next year I could do that, or maybe like by the end of the year, if I keep on studying and reside with my tech group. And now I feel like maybe like open a YouTube channel and explain my process, my story, and maybe get in a podcast with MIC for the After Hour podcast, and explain it to them.
Yeah.
I'll be one of the first views on that After Hours podcast when you get on.
Yeah.
Before me,
we'll
though.
share that, man, all over the place. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right,
Awesome.
Zander.
Yeah, awesome. This was an insane episode. Like so many good key information, like key points, and like amazing pieces of advice. I'm holding a candy corn. I don't know why.
Eat it.
But yeah, that's a great way to end it
I would
off.
say
Honestly,
this is the best episode.
This
so
was
far.
my favorite
yeah,
one.
I would honestly say this is the best episode. Like, take out a notepad if you didn't, and
Oh.
rewatch this episode. It's gonna be a while, but write down all those key points, especially if you're new trader, and do them. Because trust me, we have done them, and we know that they are the best piece of advice. That if you follow them from the get-go, you're gonna be miles ahead of any other trader. So
Yeah.
This was a great episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications, because we do upload every week. We record these on the weekend, recapping the week, and really, it's amazing. So yeah, that was amazing.
Adan, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
man.
thanks
We really
for
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right,
Thanks.
guys.
Having me on.
We hope to have you back in the future sometime.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, when we hit like some milestone, I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
For sure. Love it.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, peace out,
Yeah.
guys.
Cheers. Low hanging fruits. Gotta love it. Xander. Anyways,
So we're
You
recording.
said forex. Never trade forex.
Forex, what?
never trade for it. Agreed.
Zander needs Elon Musk to come save him with his satellite already.
He said by the beginning of 2021, and then he said
What?
by the middle of 2021, and now he's saying at the end of 2021.
Yeah.
Daddy Elon disappointing you, Zander?
I think it still favors the shorts for right now.
Gotcha. For sure.
Gotta love Zander.
All right, guys. So let's get into our trades for the week. So Xander is going to go
Yeah.
first again. Gotta love Xander.
Oh my gosh. That's the title of this episode. Gotta love Xander.
Gotta love Xander.